Hey everyone, uh, we are 1 week away from the start of the Season 9 tournament. So this week I thought we'd do something a little bit special. We're going to go over the history of all the Starcraft 2 ladder seasons up until the present day, just to get you all caught up if you weren't there for the very beginning. And if you were there for the very beginning, I'm hoping it's a bit of a trip down memory lane, as they say. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, if you weren't there for the very beginning of Season 1, I don't blame you too much, because let's just have a look. Sorry, myself down. So you can see there's only really two of us, only really me and Doctor, that was on the ladder at the time. It was kind of like a bunch of the Blizzard example bots that they gave you was the start off. So in the end, it was run by CC Zergbot, which was basically Command Center Zergbot. I will show you that now. So let's put that up if we can. So basically, when Blizzard first released the API, there was a few example bots that they had. There was actually a bot that played random, but I kind of split them into 3 bots and played them against each other with a bot that I wrote. And I think Doctor was on the stream at the time, so he was there. And this was my basically using Command Center and not a huge amount of modifications of Command Center. So it's basically the spiritual base of what Micro Machine is today. Micro Machine is based off a very heavily modified version of Command Center at the moment, which they've done well. So yeah, you can see that this is a very, very simple bot. Is basically build a few drones, build a few overlords, build a few zergs, and rush up and hopefully overwhelm the opponent. The Protoss bot over here does try to play a bit more macro orientated, but wasn't exactly very very clever itself. I mean, it was only about a page of code, so it couldn't be that clever. But it was good to start with. So yeah, you can see here in production the first 8 Zerglings. They don't wait a hell of a long time before going. So yeah, but again, this was kind of like about... This all happened probably only a few months after, probably a couple of months after the release of the original Blizzard API, where we were getting a lot more kind of availability of bots. So it was kind of like very, very simplistic at the time. And we see here first Zergling Assault. You might remember the maps. It's a few we can't get working at the moment, but most of them are still available for download. So anyway, our Zerglings pretty much just run straight past here and directly into the main. And the Blizzard example bot isn't really that clever at the moment, so yeah, the Zerglings go up here and pretty much massacre every single probe in existence, which is kind of their thing. Obviously focusing down the Zealots. And remember these things? The old Mothership cores? They were a lot of fun. Obviously, Mothership core can't do everything by itself and with no more drones out. Yeah, it was problematic for the old Protoss bot. One of the things the old Protoss bot did, it looked like to get the Mothership core out early, but I don't think it ever actually used it itself to power up the pylons, which if you remember at the time it could do that quite fun. But yeah, we see it was lucky these Zerglings noticed this other nexus here, because a lot of the time it wouldn't. It would just run into the main and just kind of like have a party in the main for a while. But the speed at which it attacked pretty much caught all the other bots off guard, and that's why it won this season. Even with the Mothership core there, it just can't do enough damage to offset everything. With the Protoss bot down to only 15 minerals, there's nothing more coming out, certainly. And I think this was pretty much, at some point the CC Zerg bot would just end production because that's all it had in the queue. But luckily, in this particular game, it wouldn't get there. I think we then see a bit of a fast forward with this. And it was very typical of what the CC Zerg bot would do. It would end games in under 5 minutes. But yeah, so this was good enough to win Season 1, as we can see. So let's go back to the... oh, wait, wrong one. So yeah, see, Season 1, we were doing things by win percentage at that point. So 71% win percentage was pretty good for that. So that was basically our first kind of real foray into the attempt to actually get games to play. As you can see, the numbers don't quite match. It was mainly because we couldn't get some games to finish. So back in Season 1, we only allowed C++ bots. This was because everything was done via a DLL system, where the DLL would be loaded into the ladder manager, and then basically it would load that, whereas certain bots would crash. And unfortunately, the downside of that is a crash in a bot would necessarily lead to the crash and bringing down of the entire system, which is far from ideal, but like I say, it was a very, very early attempt to kind of like produce that. So things got slightly better after that. So, sorry. Yeah, things got slightly better in Season 2. We had a new bot in Season 2. It was called Mozzarella Bot, which was a really good bot done by someone called Pikachu, who hasn't been back to the scene since. He basically came in, took our Season 2, and came out. And we haven't really spoken to him since. So Pikachu, if you're out there, we'd still love you to come back. And your bots were always really good. So you know, if you want to get in contact, your name is on the Hall of Honor for this. Anyway, I'll just get the just get a replay from Season 2 loaded up. Let's go into this quickly. Sorry. Yeah, one of the problems with loading the old replays is they always take a lot of time to get the patch details. So we'll just wait for that for a couple of minutes while that's loading up. So yeah, let's just put the game if we can. So actually, sorry, it's just taking a couple of seconds to load up. I think that's what happens with the old versions, though. So there we go. We have Mozzarella Bot against Bayern Junior, which was the Doctor's first bot. So Mozzarella Bot actually came on the scene, and his big thing was kind of like trying to kind of like spread lots of creep everywhere. He was the first bot to really utilize the kind of like creep spread mechanic and get us into a situation where like literally the opponent couldn't build anywhere. And it was the first one where games would quite regularly go to the 45-minute mark. Luckily, this game that I'm showing you now will not go to the 45-minute mark, but I thought I'll show you anyway. So Mozzarella Bot did like to utilize a lot of early Zerglings, but then also had a follow-up to that, which was something that the bot we saw in Season 1 didn't really. So, and something that was very strong early was Doctors just worker harass here, because a lot of the time the workers just wouldn't notice it and would just kind of like go, yeah, just come and kill us, it's fine. Luckily though, Mozzarella Box does get like like I say, a lot of early Zerglings, and they're more reactive to the early worker harass. Although it seems like he's just ignoring the one that's on low health all the time. And there we see he gets massacred by Zerglings. Nasty. But yeah, so Bayern Junior was actually building a lot of proxies at the time. So double proxy barracks over here. But yeah, nothing. I think sort of like I say, Bayern Junior was actually another product of Command Center. Again, heavily modified. Command Center, if you don't know, is what Micro Machine is based on and what a lot of bots have been based on. Certainly in the C++ realm, probably more bots than not. Again, we have early harass from the Zerglings being a very, very strong tactic in the first few seasons. We just don't see the workers reacting, unfortunately, to this. But Bayern Junior does have the other expand over here, so he does have a follow-up if he can survive some workers, but it doesn't look like he can. But he's always got a few mules. But it looks like his main base is going to go down pretty quickly. Again, we've got the Reaper harass, which was something that Bayern Junior was probably the first person to use Reaper harass on the ladder. Unfortunately, the Reaper harass is a bit late considering his main base is already going down. But yeah. So we see the Reaper harass over here, but something that Mozzarella Bot did that the first bot we saw didn't do was bring out queens and other units apart from Zerglings. Also a Roach Warren being built. So yeah, I think a lot of the time we'll see these the very first real implementation of the Reaper harass. Unfortunately, not to get it very far in this game, but I will just speed it up slightly. And we saw also Mozzarella Bot was someone that would actually just micromanage his workers in a way that would avoid them getting killed by this Reaper. Unfortunately, not enough. But it will eventually get caught. Oh, and that is the last offensive unit, I think. Just that one worker left. And this is something that happened quite a lot in the early seasons. Units would just gather in the opponent's main base if there was no main base left and not really know what to do. But eventually they would come over and destroy this base over here. I'll just speed this up a little bit for you. And we finally have the lone queen that's going to come and take us over here while the Zerglings just party in the base. So yeah, and this was Mozzarella Bot. As you can see, the creep spread was something that we hadn't really seen before. It was pretty powerful at the time, especially in this time. No one was really using any detection at all. So yeah, it was just unbelievably difficult for anyone to deal with. So yeah, that was season 2, and I think we'll just take a look at the table for season 2 in a second. Sorry. So yeah, there you can see Mozzarella Bot was at the top. Zergbot, which was another of the example bots, finished second. CC Zergbot, which was pretty much unchanged from the first season, was in 6th at the time. I think people worked out exactly how to deal with it by season 2. So unfortunately, the more powerful Zerg Rush bot was probably Mozzarella Bot. So yeah, that was our second season. We were still really figuring out the API, figuring out what to do. All the bots were still in C++ at this point. We still hadn't got the proxy interface down. So yeah, it was still in its very early stages. So then we calmed down to season 3, which we had a bunch of new bots as well. So HJax had his first bot there in season 3. And also season 3, who else do we have? Bayern Junior and Mozzarella Bot was back on the ladder again. Not quite as successful this time as let's just take a look. Sorry, need to just get this back up. And yeah, so yeah, had a bunch of new bots. Like I said, first time we've seen HJax on the ladder. HJax still around. But the top two this time were HJax and my bot TripBot, which won its first season. Hopefully not the only time I'll win a season. Well, actually, technically I won season 1 as well, but that was a very, very simple bot. So let's have a look at Bayern Junior and GrippedBot and see how those get on. So again, it's pretty much at this point we're still dealing with a lot of cheese. Bayern Junior at this point, we saw him last time, but his proxy strategy again was pretty strong. And this was one of my favourite games from season 3. Something that I'll always remember this game because it was a very, very close game, and you'll see for why. Even though the bots themselves are still pretty simplistic. So yeah, Pylon coming out first, and the worker rush coming across, although it's not quite a worker rush. He basically sends all his workers, and this was something Bayern Junior was doing pretty well. He was basically sending his workers to harass the opponent's workers, but what happened here was that my workers found his bot there and come out to try and intercept. And as you can see, it led to a pretty funny worker versus worker fight that my bot was kind of losing pretty badly. No, go kill that worker. But yeah, so that happened a lot this season, and me and Doctor had a lot of fun arguing about whose workers were best. Normally his, by the way, but yeah, we'll deal with that. So yeah, and as you can see, some more fun cheese coming out. So let's. I don't know why I didn't immediately build the. Oh no, because my forge wasn't finished yet. So yeah, here comes out the cannons soon. Cannons. Oh no. I remember as well because I had to build several cannons at home first. That was the reason. Because I was keeping getting rushed by the Zergs. So I prioritized building my cannons at home first, and then building the cannons over here. So it's a very late cannon rush, but yeah, it got there in the end. As we see 2 proxies over here. But the worker has gone. Is it because the worker's seen something over here? Yeah, as we got the Reaper coming back. So again, Bayern Junior Reaper harass was pretty strong this season, but obviously getting caught by the cannons. As my worker still harasses over here. Again, there's no real kind of like attacking the weakest unit here. It's just attack whatever's nearest, which is strange because you could have got a bunch more worker kills. But again, this is just showing how the bots have improved over time, and we're pretty well shut in over here with that. So you do have a nice factory coming out from Bayern Junior, as we just continue to build more and more cannons. I think I had a trigger in here at the time to say build cannons up till 5 minutes or something around 5 minutes. But again, it's amazing how many more worker kills I could have got here if I had just targeted the low health ones. Oh, the early days, they were fun. But I think you can kind of see the progression here and the progression of the tactics as they were going. Obviously, we're nowhere near the fully developed bots we have today, but we're still making progress, as they say. And this poor worker here, oh god, it's a bit overkill for just that one worker. So the total on these, like 10, 8, 9 cannons, sorry, is 1 kill so far, I believe. Worth it. Call him worth on that totally. I'm not sure if we got the Reaper out, because I'm not sure what's happening there. But yeah, I seem to remember as well. Yeah, we have battle cruisers coming out, I believe, here. So that's researching the Yamato. So let's see if battle cruisers versus photon cannons. See which wins. Although actually, I believe my void rays start coming out soon. I can't remember. So Yamato gets trained first, I believe, and then I think the big problem with Bayern Junior at the moment is he doesn't have any gas. Probably because I've just murdered all his gas workers. Not entirely certain that was intentional. But yeah. And now my workers just given up. Get some gas, Bayern Junior. Get some gas. Actually, this might not be the replay I thought it was, because that was actually oh no, I think I was thinking of a different replay, but yeah, it was certainly a case this season where I just ended up walling in a lot of people at their own main base, and certainly this probe harass was quite nasty at the time. So yeah, obviously the problem is that there's just no gas. Tira's saying in chat they'd love to start earlier. Yeah, we'd love to have you earlier. It probably would have improved the standard a bit as well. But yeah, as you can see, like there is a lot of progress we're making here, but obviously there's still very, very simple mistakes, like the no gas here, like all of these cannons. Like, why so many? Like, it would have been so much better. But now we see I'll start expanding and start building up other units, such as like Cybernetics Core into, I believe, Void Rays coming out. Beyond Junior wants to build a battle cruiser. Unfortunately, no gas there. And I think at this point I'll just speed it up a little bit, because I don't think he ever builds any gas for this one. And I don't know how many kills on this probe here. Wait if I can pick about 16 worker kills on a single probe. Oh, this poor guy. We can see I eventually bring in the Void Rays to do the finish up work. And There we go. So yeah, guys, so that was season 3. And I'll just put that up. So anyway, let's take a look at the season 3 table. So as you can see, CryptBots was number 1 with 86. We're still doing things by win percentage that season. So yeah, H-Jax was his first entry onto the ladder, came down to number 2, which is good. Bayern Junior was in 3rd place. So yeah, anyway. So for season 4, we had some issues. Essentially, a lot of the season 4 replays aren't available at the moment, but we do have a video from one of the streams we did, so I'm going to put that on for now and leave you to enjoy that. Yeah. So this is me with my Cannon Rush and Void Ray backup against you with your Reapers. So I think you do
Cannon Rush doesn't work on certain maps, right? It's like the Acolyte and there's another Interloper. Doesn't work sometimes.
I'm not sure at the moment. Like, I know some people have been reporting problems, and I think next time I'm going to do the grab maps from the server thing. So yeah, so I think you've got a nice little worker harass. The problem is that my workers are often told, like, if you see something coming into view, go and attack it, but it's only the first worker that does that. So the rest
of really?
Yeah.
That's why I sent 2.
Yeah. So I think after I get a couple of cannons up, I think you're done for with that.
That or my workers just lose interest for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, locally, I would never lose to the example bots.
Yeah.
But online, my workers would just lose interest for some reason. I think that's a newer bug I introduced somehow. So.
Yeah, it's possible. But yeah, so you've got both of your barracks up, and
what you should do is you should set if your probes or SCVs or whatever like size is equal to like all units that size, then they should always attack whenever an enemy is near. Because that means like that's literally all your fighting force.
Yeah, no, that would be a good idea. I might put that in the next one. Wait, is he just gonna stand there forever? Oh, so many workers.
How many has it got? I know, it's so dumb. I feel like the reason I won so many of my games is just because of the 2 workers at the start.
Yeah. Although you don't get any things out.
It's because of the cannons. If I see cannons, I don't bother with Reapers. I still bother with building the barracks for some reason. But I decide, hey, you know what? My Reapers aren't smart enough to deal with cannons. So
yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Let's not build in it.
So yeah, I think it's just going to get to a point where you start building battle cruisers.
Yeah, and we'll start building battle cruisers once it decides to stop building Reapers.
Yeah, I think you've made the start on it now, but you've not got enough minerals to actually make them.
I don't have the fusion core yet.
Ah, yes, you're right.
What's really funny is when the games go really long, my bot never stops building supply depots.
Yeah.
So eventually my entire base will be supply depots, and my entire natural will be supply depots.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
I actually have the same bug as well. It just keeps building them everywhere, because I have, in my code it's written, like, if you have supply that's like less than what the maximum, build another pylon. So as soon as it gets to 200, it says maximum is 200, pylons are 200. Oh, I need to build another pylon.
I actually had code in there to check to make sure it was also less than...
Yeah, I wasn't that clever.
But it didn't work, so...
Yeah.
Try and set it if it's like equal to 200. or something like that.
Yeah.
It's actually equal to 400. The supply in Starcraft is doubled internally due to Zerglings taking up half a supply, and
yeah.
the nature of floating point numbers being equal. So instead of using floating point numbers, they're just like, let's double everything and let Zerglings be 1 supply, Marines be 2 supply, etc.
Yeah. So I thought it was quite nasty you managed to get a battle cruiser out before I managed to get my first Void Ray out.
Whoops.
Yeah. You had some nice code in there which jumped straight back to your main base if you got damaged though, and then started repairing it.
Yeah, I managed to get that in before the deadline, but the Yamato's not quite.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's cool.
No, it's definitely really nice. Like, the thing is with the Yamatos, it's really super good because even if you only Yamato 1 unit, it's basically guaranteed to be cost effective, especially against Protoss.
Yeah.
Because the Stalker costs about as much as it takes to repair a battle cruiser.
Yeah.
So, like, minus the initial investment, like, you're just gonna do a whole bunch of damage. Or at least trade equally, you know?
Yeah. So I'm starting to get some Void Rays out. Yeah, I think your problem on this one is you don't start mining gas from your natural, do you?
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That is fixed now, and it's actually part of the little replay pack I'm setting up, or not the replay pack, I think we're going to call it Tech Lab. It's
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So the problem you run into quite a lot is that you can't repair your battle cruisers because you don't have enough gas.
So many battle cruisers, lots of gas to repair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I almost get to the point where my battle cruisers will stop fighting, because they won't move out again until they get to full health.
Yeah, is this where... No, I think you can still repair them for the moment. But yeah, I got a couple more Void Rays coming out. But all my poor workers are going down. I really should put in some code to target the damaged ones first. So I think I think they go back at like 150 health, don't they, or something like that.
Yeah, they go back, I think, at 1/5 of their health or something. What was less than 100? I'm not quite sure. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think teleporting's instant, so I could probably do even less than that.
So I think you just have the one battle cruiser there getting fixed now.
I mean, if anything, if I learned anything from this, it's the battle cruisers are actually pretty strong.
Yeah, they are.
Especially once they get to 3-3.
Is that what they're at? Oh god, yeah. Yeah, so I think at this point you're running out of gas pretty... Oh, you've just run out of gas, yeah.
Oh, I got one more. Oh. Now I'm done.
Yeah.
So the thing is if I lose these battle cruisers, or even if they get to 100 health, then they'll never attack again.
Yeah. So I get him down to... So there's 2 more incoming, and then you can't repair them. Ah, and I just don't have enough.
I know, it's really dumb because cannons are buildings, my battle cruisers don't know to shoot them.
Yeah. And I get the last one down to 350 health. Oh, it was so close.
I mean, will you keep building probes after this?
Yes. Yeah, so if I...
You don't have any probes on minerals, though.
Oh, no, because there's no minerals left, so my base won't build probes unless there's minerals to actually mine.
Oh, okay. They won't long distance mine?
Yeah. They'll only build probes if there's that one's near. But yeah, you have like 4 battle cruisers here that you just can't repair. And then I go boom.
That's so few. Oh my goodness. My current version of the bot gets so many battle cruisers. It's pretty hilarious.
Yeah. But that was pretty close. I actually had 350 health, and it was like, if that had gone that little bit lower. If I build some... Yeah, so that was all from Season 4. So I apologize. So that was all from Season 4. I don't actually have the winner of Season 4 on a replay. That was actually 5-Minute Bot, done by someone called Arcturus, who was around for a couple of years. Again, not seen him in a while as well. So Arcturus, if you're about, please come back. You were awesome. You basically helped develop a lot of the stuff we use today. Helped develop a lot of Command Center as well. Put a lot of patches into that. Again, another Command Center based bot, 5-Minute Bot. I don't actually have any playable replays from Season 4 though on that one. But we've just seen Bayern Junior versus Crickbot again. We see the development on both bots as well. We see the battle cruiser jumps coming in and a lot of stuff like that. And 5-Minute Bot was an absolute monster, you're right, for the time. So then we moved on to Season 5. And for this one, I do actually have a replay of 5-Minute Bot. We had a lot of new bots came on in Season 5. Season 5 was actually probably the time when we really exploded the most. We went up to 13 bots on the ladder, which from 7, I believe, on the previous one. Yeah, so it's 7 bots in Season 4. And then we almost doubled in Season 5 when we went up to 13 bots. That was when people like Nike came in. Arcturus was still there. And we do see the debut of a bot you may be quite familiar with. It was Micro Machine's first outing. And I'll show you the replay of him. He's up against 5-Minute Bot in just one moment. Sorry. I did check all these ones earlier. But for some reason, we don't have the names here for this one. Actually, so I apologize for the name not being proper on this one. Actually, can I just start that up again? Actually, what I will do is I'll actually just quit this replay and use the name changer because I thought I had figured all these out, but obviously I haven't. I just need to do that quickly. Just bear with me 1 second while I change the names in the replays. I really should have done this earlier. I do apologize. Should be, wait, no, that's the wrong one. So unfortunately, because we were using a different naming system for this one, which is why my thing didn't pick it up. That will be. It's going to be. Okay, now if I load this up again, in theory, because it's using old game systems, it's going to have to authenticate me every time. But yeah, anyway, so with the explosion in new bots in season 5, I think we see a real kind of like increase in the quality of the bots as well. Whereas before we've seen a lot of early game cheese and everything that came in. We now see a lot of other bots to really kind of like be able to deal with that. Okay, now it's saying it can't open the replay. That's annoying. Let me have a look. Oh, that's weird. Okay, sorry guys. It looks like my name changing thing doesn't actually work with this replay specifically, so we'll have to deal with the names not being quite right. Sorry, I thought I had all this figured out earlier. Obviously, I didn't, but we'll get there. And as Tia was saying in chat, we also had Tia coming in. Actually, I'll give you a replay, a rundown of all the bots we're showing that were new in this season. So obviously we had Naughty Bot, 5-minute bot, obviously, Micro Machine, TCS Moo, Tia. We also had the built-in AI playing in this season, which was an idea that kind of worked out pretty well. Bot called 4Rax Bot by Impulse Clouds, Fraud Bot, Blinker Bot, and Lucid Bot by Lost Lucidity. Another one of our great streamers who I've seen around on Discord recently, so hopefully he'll be coming back with another bot. That would be great. So anyway, let's put this up. So why are we not getting that? Okay, there we go. Okay, so 5-minute bot is our Blue Terran, and Micro Machine with his first entry onto the ladder is up in the top left. But yeah, 5-minute bot was an absolute beast. He was basically the first one to really perfect the kind of like marine tank push and really kind of like use that in competitive. I think the nearest bot that you have to him today would probably be something like Gensi bot. But I think Gensi bot is probably got a little bit better timing attacks. Something 5-minute bot did as well pretty well was the ability to really send in for proxies and not proxies, sort of like backstab attacks like marine drops, medevac drops, that kind of thing. But yeah, he did like to get a lot of early stuff out. Actually, just let me check something quickly. Yeah. So as the Micro Machine's first bot did like to build a lot of barracks. So that was yeah, 3 racks pushes was not unusual. In fact, we did have a bot called 4-rack bot in this season, so I think you can see how that was going. So we can see 5-minute bot going for more macro-based opening. Already up to 19 workers compared to just 14 from Micro Machine. Micro Machine in its early days didn't really like to build a lot of workers. It would more just keep pushing out units and pretty much hope for the best. And unlike the very early ones we saw, just gathering some Marines down here, ready for a push, I guess. Yep, 5-minute bot opening with a Reaper, coming across to see what damage you can get done. And we can see kind of like the first real kind of like macro-orientated bots here with 5-minute bot, bringing out with already getting a an opener over here. Where did that Reaper go? I didn't see it. I'm not sure if he got killed. Oh, no, it's coming in over here. Some fairly nice jump ups there. And I think you can see the beginnings of some of the problems that a lot of bots these days have, is if they go for pushes and they get one unit in their own base, they'll send the entire army back to deal with it. I mean, it's something that bots today even still struggle with, is assessing the kind of threat you're under. But certainly I wouldn't call that a game-ending threat. And we see kind of like the 5-minute bot has its barracks up, bunker up. Doesn't have everything in there straight away. It's going to have to survive the push. I think it's in a pretty good place to do so. As we see just Micro Machine streaming more and more Marines across. Just going to try and break it straight here. The worker suppliers, Micro Machine still hasn't built anything more apart from those original 2 workers. I don't think it will. As 5-minute bot now realizes it's under a bit of pressure. And in comes the push. Just needs to stop the bunker, but I don't think he's going to break that. As this Reaper comes in for a bit of fun as well. Not going to be that fun for him in the end, but yeah, we'll get there. And yeah, looks like the bunker's going to hold this one. So Micro Machine, I think at this point he just didn't know how to build gas. Just straight up Marine rushing. What's your solution to a problem where your Marines can't break through? More Marines, of course it is. But yeah, let's see if Micro Machine can hold this one. And I'm not sure if this was the season when Micro Machine started doing a lot of backstabs, but he's got a starport on the way. Again, sticking to that Marine love. And I think this is the first season where we really had a lot of repair mechanics as well for Terran. Certainly, it's something this bunker is going to be able to hold out for a long time. And actually, in terms of army supply at the moment, 5-minute bot is not that far behind, given the worker lead he has as well. So I think you can see it just overpowering from here. And still, Micro Machine doesn't feel the need to build any gas. Who needs gas? As we see another... There's enough of them now. You can beat this, guys. It's quite interesting as well, because I think Micro Machine was the first one to really have a kind of retreat mechanic, whereas a lot of the other bots would certainly decide, hey, I'm going in, let's just figure this out. And just as I say that, it decides to repair it. Retreating is not an option. It's now or never for Micro Machine. And quite frankly, it looks like never. So, yeah, I think you see this push get quite comfortably held there. And it won't be long now before Micro Machine, for 5-minute bot, will push out and win the game. See, I'm so used to saying Micro Machine wins the game, but back in Season 5, it wasn't always the case. So, see another push in here. Doesn't like the look of it though. Still no gas, but plenty of minerals left in the tanks. So, see 5-minute bot now. It's really pushing up the army supply as well. It's pretty much almost double the supply of Micro Machine. And I think at this point, we just need to wait for 5-minute bot to decide it needs to get its push on. Oh, as we have a little bit of a backstab. Sorry, I almost missed that one. Yeah, this is something 5-minute bot done quite a lot, was that the backstab ends up being quite devastating to a lot of bots. But yeah. Rafa saying his bot was so bad. Well, it's a development, you know. It's not bad anymore, so yeah. So I think a few of these medivacs are going to be loaded up pretty soon. And if we see the tanks coming out, that's going to be pretty devastating to those infantry if it gets on top. But no, coming back anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I think, as I was saying, Tira was saying in chat that all bots were pretty bad at this time, and I pretty much agree. Although I think we've moved on quite a lot since, and you know, it's good to show where we came from, to show the progress that's been made, as we see another medevac being loaded up. See how much damage this one can get done. Just going to go out around the side first. As we see possibly one of the last attacks coming in here. See, I think his worker line's been devastated pretty badly. Let's see if this drop can get a lot done. As I think this push here is going to get taken out pretty handily. With only 5 workers remaining in his base, there's not a lot left. And here comes the medevac. And the worst thing about this one is there's no retreat mechanic in this medevac, I don't think, at this point. So all of this is going to go down. So he drops directly into the worker line. And I think this is pretty much enough to end the game here. No workers left, 22 army supply, which is all coming back. And I think he should have enough just about to hold this, but it's not going to do him very much good in the long run. Oh no, he does have retreat mechanics on this. But no ability to repair that command center. And with no workers left, I think it's time we hit the fast forward button and wait for the push out, which comes now. And I think this is pretty much going to end the game. As we see them all going down. So that was 5-minute bot. An absolute crazy bot in its time. We were all looking up to it. So let's have a look at the tables for that season. So there we see 5-minute bot. It was the first season we were doing the ELO system this time. 861 wins from 900 matches, so 1610. Naughty Bot from Nike was second. Micro Machine was third. TCS Move was fourth. Tier fifth. H-Jax in 6th and Bot in 7th. Again, honourable mentions to Blinkerbot and Proudbot, also pretty good bots in their time. So then we marched on to Season 6, which was where we had our first tournament. And so now I'm going to play the... so we had got all the way to the final, and I think I'll give you a replay of the Season 6 tournament finale. So let's see if we've got that. This map was actually not used.
Overlay.
Oh, what am I doing? Sorry, I've ruined it.
We're too hyped.
I know,
Like,
we're way too hyped.
And I have no idea who wins. Crypt does, but I'm like, oh my goodness!
Yeah. But no, it looks like he's not doing his proxy again. Oh, wait, he is! He's got his proxy up! I missed it entirely. But there we go, Sasa has his proxy.
So I guess it's counting the number of defeats.
Yeah.
And if the number of defeats equals 1, then it won't do it anymore. But if it's anything other than 1, if it's 0 or if it's greater than 1, it will just keep doing it, which honestly is very good for Starcraft Bot.
It's a great tactic, it is. But yeah, so there we have it. What will happen this time? Here we go, he's seen it. Pull the boys, C-Bot. Pull the boys, C-Bot. Come on. Ah.
I'm not quite sure how, but didn't C-Bot win on the smallest map?
Yes, he did.
Against the proxy hatch?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what was different between these games and those games.
I don't know. It looks like he's getting it down quite a long way, though.
Yeah, that is lower than I think we've seen it so far. That doesn't mean he's out, because anything can still happen, but...
But it's more about how quickly he gets his forge up, because then he can get his cannon and hopefully deny those
circlings. He doesn't put the cannons in range of the hatch. The question is he going to have a queen out? Like, if he gets the queen out, everything can change.
Yeah.
Like, he could transfuse and save the hatch, for example.
Yes, exactly. So. But this hatch is going very, very low now. It looks like it's going down, but he's going to pull some boys to go and take out
the spine crawler distraction!
Yeah, there we go. All of them are coming down.
All he needs to do is buy time for the... the queen got cancelled!
Yeah. This is it for game 5. He brings all the boys, baby.
Why would he cancel the queen?
No! Right, he's taking a bit of damage, but it looks like the hatchery's down. And it looks like that cannon is up as well.
That queen was his key to victory.
Yeah.
He needed the transfuse. He transfuses the hatch, he could get more Zerglings out, and he could do more damage. He has to do critical damage with these Zerglings, and it's not looking like it's going to happen.
No. But it doesn't look like he's very delayed getting the wall up. And we know that Parasite has a very large distance between these two, the natural wall here. So there's still a possibility there.
One possibility is he doesn't scout the rest of the creep, and he doesn't realize he can build a nexus there.
Oh god, yeah.
So he could, like, it looks like, I can't quite tell if he's seen enough of the creep, but he might build, like, a nexus, and if he builds his nexus outside, his hard walled off now, but if he built his nexus on his third, it doesn't matter how tight his wall is. That base is going down for mass Zerglings, so...
Yeah, no, he definitely sees some creep still there. So... Yeah, but it looks like he's got the wall up, so that's a good point for C-Bot. But he just... I'm not sure if he's seen that he can actually build here.
Yeah. Oh man, this is brutal.
Yeah.
The tight wall is up.
But surely when he builds this shield battery here, he'll see that the creep is gone. Yes, he does. There we go. So he should be able to build his expansion.
He had a chance, though. If he built that base outside of his natural, like, which he is known to do, like, that he is in a tough shape.
But there we go, another shield battery. That wall is pretty secure now, and he's going to build his nexus there. Or is he? Oh, he doesn't quite have the minerals for his nexus yet. But...
I mean, I think he's okay with just a hard wall, because, like, Starcraft Bot does not transition into drop overlords, which is what he really needs to do. Like, if you see someone investing this much into a wall, you're like, well, you're not going to have an army then. And then you just drop into their base and then they die.
Yeah, that's what a human player would do. But,
well, I mean, when you're playing StarCraft, it's easy to forget these things.
Yes, exactly. Like, I do it myself occasionally. But yeah, I did see the tweet from Lambo the other day about how he's in silver now, and I'm thinking, I'm better than Lambo. It's amazing.
Nice.
But yeah, this wall is very secure. In fact, I'd say that's even more secure than all his previous walls. He knows it's game
Yeah.
5. He knows he has to be very, very sure of himself in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still hoping he builds more Hydras. Like, if he builds enough Hydras, he can just, like, rush down the wall, even. Well, I mean, he's not going to do that because it's a hard wall and pathing, but...
Yeah. I see those
Chat's asking if this Nexus is off-center. The answer is no, it's actually not off-center.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty central.
Like, if you click on it, you see the circle around it, you see, hey, that's definitely, like, on-center. But it looks way off because, like...
It does, but I think that's his normal position on this map, right?
I think so, too.
Yeah. But, it wouldn't matter too much anyway. He's got a nice little cannon in the middle of his mineral line. These Zerglings are just going to do their usual exercise. Oh. Yeah. He's still building Zerglings, Sarsabot. He needs to get those Hydras up. But I get the sense that this isn't looking into a good position for him now.
He's decided in favor of getting drop overlords. He's going to do the Zergling pyramid.
Oh, that would be so good if he just, get some drop lords straight into the back here that do all sorts of damage.
Yeah, I don't think he knows to though.
No.
He is one of our first machine learning bots, and I am very happy he's made it this far.
Yeah, definitely.
But his machine learning code does not quite encompass knowing to build drop overlords yet. So
give it time, man. Give it time. So, hopefully by the time we do our next tournament at the end of this season, in the season 7, then that will be something that he implements, or something that someone else can implement.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about bots. Like, if you're a one strategy bot, you could definitely hard counter some of the best bots.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for anyone out there who hasn't built a bot or doesn't know how to, come on our Discord. Link is in the Twitch description. Building a bot is actually easier than you think. Building a good bot is very hard, but building a bot and getting it on the ladder and seeing how it does is actually pretty easy. Like, there's a lot of good examples out there, and just come and have a play. It's good fun. And we're going through some serious expansion at the moment. I think we've got over 50 bots on the ladder, so looking good for season 7.
Bot is supply block now.
Yeah. Still not building any Hydralisks. I think he waits until he sees some air army.
It's not good. He's on 2 bases.
Yeah, he hasn't built a third yet. He's building a third now.
Yeah, this is not good in every way possible for Sarsabot.
Yeah. But yeah, there's three carriers on the way, and as soon as these come out, those Zerglings are going to be toast. Doesn't matter how much exercise they get.
Chat's asking if any bots use machine learning yet.
Well, Sarsabot does use a form of machine learning called Sarsa, actually. That's where it's got its name from. Yeah, so we are seeing a couple of them. They're mostly scripted. Pretty much all scripted apart from Sarsabot. I think a few have elements of machine learning, but it's something that we aim to support a lot more in the future. So yeah, hopefully that's coming. As we see these Zerglings on toast.
Yeah, this is so sad.
Oh, they know it's the end. They know it's the game 5. They're sacrificing themselves so he's got more supply to put into Hydralisks. Even though he's still got Zerglings in production.
They don't know it's game 5, but...
Of course they do. They know. In fact, they actually do, but they're maybe not programmed to recognise it. But yeah, they have the data there to know that it's the 5th game against this bot. So, which is actually where a lot of Sarsabot's learning comes in, because he can learn from previous games. So, I'm not sure Cbot has the same functionality in there, but Sarsabot will definitely know it's game 5. So,
these Zerglings are dying. It's so sad.
It is, but they needed to die so others could live. They needed the supply.
I mean, that is true. But, I mean, the Zerg just needed, like, better birth control, I guess. Like they didn't need to die if they just were Hydras in the first place.
Yeah, but then, like, you know, one thing leads to another, and a Zergling stops out, and then another Zergling stops out, and yeah, these things happen, eh? But yeah, there's 5 carriers now out for Seabot. Sorry, 4 carriers. Another 3 in production.
Out of sync, but no.
No.
With 4 carriers.
Yeah.
Versus 4 Hydras.
That's not a good trade for the Zerg, unfortunately. He's got a few queens, but then they're probably not going to do much either. So, we know Seabot has such a large bank as well in terms of minerals. He's a bit short on gas, but it's not going to bother him too much. Yeah, so we're just waiting for Seabot now to do his victory march across the map, I think. I don't think that queen's going to do much. It depends when he's ready to go across the map and claim the title of Season 6 champion.
At this point, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah. Can't see much.
Chat's asking about, is it machine learning harder to do in Starcraft because the games take so long? Or just do thousands of games really fast?
You can do. The games will take longer than a game of chess or Go or something like that, where machine learning has pretty much taken over. But the other problem is that the search space or the action space for StarCraft 2 is infinitely big almost. Like, obviously not infinite, but it is almost incalculably big. So you have to kind of like split it down into various different forms of what actions you can take at one particular moment, and then split it down into mini games. So we have a very large community of people working on the mini games that will do sort of things like micro management against banelings and other things like that, which builds a part of the system, and then you kind of put those parts together if you can, which is where the challenge comes in. But yeah, I kind of missed out on Seabot, his victory march. Should we play the Imperial March? Or
we could.
I don't know, but no. So there's currently only 4 bases for Sarsabot as well. I feel like his heart just wasn't in it when his hatchery went down after this game. It didn't seem to have that same punch that he's had in previous games, either when he's lost the hatchery. But yeah. Come on, Seabot. You can do it. Take your victory lap. Oh, might get the Hydras take down a carrier here. Or are they? No, not quite. Oh.
I mean, they're actually focusing on the carrier rather than the interceptors, which is the first.
Yeah.
We just need to see more of that, and things could turn around. I mean, I say that, but
yeah, I don't think it's.
Like, oh no.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to turn around anytime soon.
And Sarsabot knows it. Like, he is hiding at his base with his Hydras, even though there are carriers on the map.
Here we go, the Hydras. They're taking down the interceptors. If they can get onto those carriers, they might stand a chance of taking down a couple of them. But it doesn't look like they're going to do that. One by one, this Hydralisk plane is thinning out, and there they go.
I mean, you see them attack clicked onto the carriers, but not all of them are doing it. Only a couple are, so it looks like the machine learning just hasn't had enough time to fight against carriers. Like, Sarsabot does use machine learning, but until this tournament, actually, there hasn't been very many carrier bots, so it hasn't had the time to learn.
Oh, and there's another hive going down. And the main base is very much in danger now. There are no units for Sarsabot that can really deal with this. It's going to take him a while here.
It's not. It's over.
Yeah, it'll take him a while to take everything down, though.
So, congratulations.
Yep.
It has been a very, very close series, and quite a few games leading up to this tournament, but
yeah,
C-Bot is proudly, I think safe to say, our champion.
And here we go, the last building. Or it's not quite the last building, but there we go. It is now official. C-Bot is our champion of Season 6, Ladder SC2AR. So yeah, there you had it. That was Season 6. Season 6, we actually had another really big explosion in competitors as well. I'm just looking this up now. We were up to 46 bots on the ladder. Let's have a look at how they finished. It was the first time we'd actually done a tournament as well. So the tournament was used to decide the winner rather than just the actual league table at the end. So you see Starcraft beat C-Bot in the final of the tournament. Micro Machine actually finished top of the normal regular season. 5 Minute Bot was there as well. That finished a little way down, I think, this time. So yeah, some really notable new bots. Raymu was actually one of my favourites. That was a very much a Marine Rush bot. We saw Madbot's first appearance on the ladder. Three-Way Lover first appearance on the ladder as well. Yeah, and also Yobot, another one. Yeah. I was just saying on chat, it was his first season. Yes, done really well for your first season. Got into the tournament, didn't quite make it very far in the tournament, but a very good start. Linkerbot actually, yeah. Tickles was Tia's bot that just worker rushed everyone and got pretty far. Sussbot actually finished 15th that season. I didn't even realise that in the regular season, and still turned up and won and finished second in the tournament. So that was a really really great performance from him. We had Cannon Lover, which was another great bot, which was pretty much just does what it says on the tin. Cannon rushed. God, so many bots. It's pretty amazing. And yeah, so that was our season 5. So then it came to season 6, and season 6 sorry, that was season 6. I can't count, guys. It's fine. Don't worry. So then we came on to season 7, and again several new bots that time. Veteran or Veteran, which was ASC's bot. Obviously, he had C-Bot was the winner of the season 6 tournament. We had some nice graphics cards to give away that time. That still stands as our highest prize we've ever given away in the season 5. We decided to scale it back after that a little bit. So some new bots. It was Tychus by Bernie. Aircy had Chi-Zerg and Veteran, which is Zerg and Terran bots, along with C-Bot, which was his tournament-winning bot from season 6. 4-Eye Bot was another great bot to come in, and we had the debut this season of Sharpened Edge and Perfect Split, both mainstays of the tournament scene now. And Yobot was still there. Who else? Cicada with Overmind was playing in season 7. Sorry. So yeah, the tournament in season 7, we also done a tournament. That came down to a final between Perfect Split and Tychus. And so let's take a look at the one of the games from the final. This is game 2, I believe. So let's take it away. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so Tychus takes a 1-0 lead. Up here in the top left-hand corner, trying to make that 2-0. But down the bottom right, trying to come back, and hopefully with a better start this time, is Perfect Split.
So the important thing is, when will Tychus SCV scout, and wow, this is such a fast SCV scout.
It's already happening.
Yeah.
Oh
it's already happening.
This is just so fast. I don't even know what to say. Like it's not even a depot scout. It's before a depot scout. That's incredibly.
I think he throws the depot down and then sends it. But I guess.
Okay. Let's see it.
Will it get up? Oh no! Yes, it's there.
Okay.
Oh my goodness! Just slightly too slow.
That was so close.
Oh my goodness!
All right, so the map was big enough.
He sent it like fractions of a second too late. If he sent it right when he spawned in, he would have made it. But...
And I like how the SCV goes home straight after. Usually, if there's no expansion, it'll do its little end polygon shape around the natural, but it can't do that, so it decides to go home and be useful.
Yeah.
Go back to work.
So now it is just returning home and returning those 5 minerals that it stole from the original base.
Yeah. If only he didn't stop to mine them.
Yeah.
That's something where we've been seeing a lot today is scouting with a mineral patch. Mineral patches weigh you down. So fun fact, unofficial, SCVs and probes and drones get weighed down, so they lose like 50% of their movement speed when they carry a mineral. Because, I mean, let's face it, minerals are heavy.
Yeah.
You have too much body mass.
But is gas heavier? Like, because I don't think gas really has like a weight, does it?
Yeah,
it's more of a gaseous
gas
thing.
lifts you up and like it helps you fly across the map, kind of like helium balloons, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe the container overall makes it heavier.
Well, yeah, maybe.
So, but the movement speed only applies to probes, where it's just a little force field.
Yeah. It basically needs to go into the geyser, and instead of like bringing out the gas in the container, it should just like breathe it in and then walk across the map.
Like, just I'm imagining SCVs just breathing the gas and like all their voice lines.
Yeah.
SCV ready. Orders of what, sir?
That would just be so bad.
Butter my biscuit.
I need that announcer pack. We have to do that now.
So funny.
Oh god. Right, so we have a third base up for perfect split.
Weekend says that SCVs hold the minerals and gas with one hand, and he is right. I've just noticed that now. That's very odd.
Yeah.
I guess you need one hand to build things, or to attack an enemy unit. So that's why
they have the drill to extract it, and the other hand to hold it. Very different from Broodboar, where they needed both hands, and they kind of like just held it out in front of them. It's just like
well, you can't.
Cutest animation. Their arms are just stuck out in front of them.
Once you're holding it, you can't extract it anymore. So that hand is being used for other nefarious purposes.
What do you mean by nefarious purposes? What exactly do you think they're doing with their other hand?
The various duties that SCVs need to do to keep their command center safe.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just saying that this is a SFW cast, so you know, like
they have in their mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's for the cigarette, man.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Which is not approved at all. Not approved. Do not smoke. It's not cool.
It's the marijuana
you'll
cigarette.
extract minerals for the rest of your life.
Unless you're on fire, in which case you can. Like.
Yeah, if you smoke cigarettes, kids, then you work in the mines. That's all your career can do for you.
That's harsh, man. That's harsh.
Don't smoke cigarettes. Stay in school.
If you smoke cigarettes, you literally catch on fire, and at which point it's cool again. Like, smoking's not cool, but like, actually, no, don't get yourself on fire.
Honestly, if I was a SCV and I heard the war stories that Hellions and Hellbats told to us little folks about roasting the dead bodies of Zerglings and other units, I mean that kind of made me not want to smoke, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, but do Hellions smoke?
Tychus smokes, doesn't he?
Well, he does, but he's not a Hellion, or he's not driven a Hellion. Like, I guess, like
maybe he's just not part of the campaign yet. He's not in a Hellion vehicle.
I mean, they are pretty fast, so, you know.
Well, it would have to be the biggest Hellion ever. In the campaign, he goes after the Odin, like that big, giant, like, Thor monstrosity, and he's like, yeah, that's my kind of vehicle. I'm just imagining a Thor-sized Hellion.
It wouldn't be as fast.
It would be awesome.
Yeah. So, in the meantime, we have a game going on.
Yeah.
Without all our mindless chat.
a lot of macro has been going on, and now we've seen that both players have had some time to macro up, and Perfect Split's up about 15 supply, not bad. But Tychus has a third command center almost finished.
Yeah. Actually, Perfect Split is down on army. He's up a huge amount of workers though, so
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine. That's exactly what you want as a Zerg player. You want to be upping drones.
Yeah, it's fine for Perfect Split, but like as a Terran player, like you can't leave the Zerg alone. Like the Zerg will grow, it'll take control of the whole map, and you won't ever be able to move out, expand, or get anything else. Gotta keep them honest. And
oh boy,
glad to see the drop moving across the map, but I don't know if it's soon enough.
Oh,
we'll see if it lands at the. Oh, okay, it's going straight to the main base, not the not the third base.
There's nothing here. There's nothing here to defend it. We've got the
Mikey says
over here, but
Mikey says he wants more than 720p quality. We'll get right on that. We'll get that 4K HD soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get that, but
oh, that Widow Mine hits!
Oh,
that happened!
Oh god!
Oh my goodness!
First game it was a traitor. Second game.
Wow, that done really well. Okay, so that drop is cleaned up. There's a few losses there. Only
Now the
3
Spire's about to finish. That's gonna be cool.
A few losses. 44 Zerglings have gone down.
Yeah.
Like the unit losses is like 2-1, and I guess in favor of the Terrans. So the Terrans lost 800, the Zerglings lost 1506. So
that's not bad as a pretty player. Because these kinds of drops, like if that was Maru controlling that drop and the Medivacs did not abandon their troops, then that might have been a game ender right there. So taking a mineral or taking a resources lost lead, like taking extra 1,000 resources to survive, isn't that bad. But as I say that now, Tychus has another Marine force rushing into the third base, and oh my gosh. The Widowmine doesn't go off. The Medivacs run away.
Fly away. Everyone we want to see.
Hey, Doctor, can you say that again? Your mic was breaking up there. I don't think we got a single thing.
Oh, okay. It's just said my internet connection's unstable.
Oh. Darn. Get on Ethernet.
I'm just saying, imagine if the backdrop. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Just
for now.
about,
But sometimes it just cuts out, and then you're saying something, and it's like.
Okay. I'll.
It's good now,
though. After this. Okay, great then. I was just saying, imagine if he didn't run away with the Medivacs, and he had like 4 Medivacs, 4 Marines.
Yeah.
Like, it pays to save your friends, guys. Don't leave them to die.
Perfect Split's up by about 30 supply, and a lot of that's reflected in the army too.
Yeah.
But the unit composition really, really sucks for Perfect Split. Oh my gosh, these Widowmines they're just waiting to get these shots off. Oh my gosh,
I think we see here what happens when the Medivacs don't leave their Marines to die. Oh, they are.
This is also what happens when you don't have Banelings.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
that's true.
Massacre.
These Marines just are not dying, especially to these Queens over here. Oh.
Like, that is a lot of Medivacs.
Yeah.
See, you really do need the Banelings.
See guys, teamwork makes the dream work, as we can see.
And also, I just want to say that Perfect Split's creep spread is crazy.
Yeah.
Perfect Split's creep spread is crazy because all of the creep tumors have not actually spread any creep. They're all new creep tumors. Every single one of them.
Yeah. Oh, I think we see Tychus clearing up now.
Yeah.
I think he's got this. We see all bases of Perfect Split are under attack.
I think it's safe to X2 this to the end.
Yeah, okay, X2ing that.
Tychus has the chokehold.
That is a lot of fresh creep tumors.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
A lot of transfused energy not there. I don't know if it would help hold on without banelings, but...
I think the map vision would have helped. Imagine fighting an army on creep, 1. You need a creep to win. You can't just have banelings. And then 2, also having the vision, having the time to react so that you can make additional units if you so choose through your programming.
So yeah, there you go. That was from Season 7. Tychus was our champion that year. Fantastically well-made bot. Done well in the final versus Perfect Split, and there was a very, very famous moment, or at least not quite famous, but a very, very great moment within StarCraft 2 history where during the tournament I think he was playing a game against additional pylons, and we saw his split mechanic, and literally, I'll see if we can find the video of that bit, but I think it was additional pylons, basically threw a disruptor shot, and Tychus done a perfect split of his units around the disruptor. It was a beauty to see. I'll see if I can drag up a video of that in a bit. But Season 7, we have a lot of new bots on the scene that year. Let's just take a look at the finals. So you see there in the final, Tychus got a 3-0 over Perfect Split. Additional pylons finished 3rd against Micro Machine. V-Terran was the top of the regular season, another bot by Aircy. So I haven't seen since Season 7, so Aircy, if you're listening, you're always welcome back. It's a previous champion and you maker of some superb bots down the years. So yeah, we saw Kagamine, or Kagamine, which was HX's second bot, which is the new bot that year. Madbot really brought his game, improved his bot a lot. Which else bot? Yeah, Sharpened Edge. First season Sharpened Edge was in the tournament as well as Perfect Split. 5-minute bot falling down a bit, but I haven't seen Acturius for a while, so hopefully he's doing okay. Maybe he might come back. Lambdanaut again, another great bot. Maybe see him back at some point, hopefully. And Mateus with Jackbot. Yeah, a lot of new bots on the scene. Yobot is also fantastic. I haven't seen Yan around in a while either, so maybe he'll come back. So, yeah. Anyway, so that brings us nicely up to Season 8, which was last season. And had a fantastic season in Season 8. Again, some new bots on the scene. So, again, we had a tournament at the end, and I can't really show you any other game apart from this specific game from our tournament final between Micro Machine and GenCbot. And it's one of my favourite games all time of StarCraft 2, be it bot or human. So let's have a look. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, up in the top left, it is Micro Machine looking to take his first SC2AI ladder title. Down the bottom right, GenCbot. He is looking to swoop that title away, as we say. His first season in SC2AI ladder. Can he take the title that has so far eluded Micro Machine? Or will Micro Machine finally get his first title on the board? We'll see. But yeah, so immediately we do see the proxy coming out from Micro Machine. I believe he said he was going for proxy cyclones. So
that's correct. And I'm all about that.
yeah, I can tell.
I'm surprised how much I like the new Cyclone.
when it came out and it stopped doing the, I was like really disappointed. But like watching these bots play have like really sold me on it.
Yeah. I think we might be slightly out of sync. What time are you at now?
1:26.
Okay.
We can pause and sync up if you want.
That's okay. I'm on 1:35.
Okay. Yep. When you said 5, I was in the same spot. So.
Okay, that's good. So yeah. So we see a couple of Reapers coming out now from Gensi. So he's got that fairly good wall up. Let's see if we can. Normally, Micro Machine will send a Reaper across, and here we see that. See how Gensi Bot's famed defense.
His Reaper is slightly later, which is actually kind of a good thing in this case. Oftentimes, like people like to send the Reaper right across the map, and if you do that and the enemy Reaper gets in, like you're kind of posed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was brutal. Like Micro Machine, in a very uncharacteristic manner, lost his first Reaper.
Yeah, we don't see that very often. Maybe it's finals nerves. Nerves coming through in the final, guys. It can happen to even the best of us. You see the bunker up now. I think Gensi Bot knows that he's going to come under a lot of pressure. So he wants to try and make sure that that is counted as much as possible. See the first Cyclone coming out almost. As another Reaper comes down.
Yeah. Gensi Bot has finished the tech lab on his factory, but he has not yet started a tank. He's short of 2 minerals.
Yeah.
He definitely needs one at the Cyclone. Well, he has a bunker on the ramp, so he might be able to get by even without.
Yeah.
But
well, it looks like the second Reaper might be going down here for Micro Machine, as it does. Wow. So Micro Machine detects the air units coming in. See now the Cyclone and Barracks play that Micro Machines become so famed for. So nothing really coming in yet. There is the tank out now, so hope he should be able to repel this, I guess. But he needs to take those Marines back and just let the tank do the work.
yeah, he really does. Shooting barracks is probably not the best use of these Marines. Looks like he's figuring that out now and running away.
Yeah. He's got the tank there and it is siege, so he needs to just either move that tank closer to the high ground over there and use it to take out those Cyclones, but it doesn't look like he's doing that at the moment.
Losing all these Marines is actually really bad. Gensi Bot really likes having nice crisp timings to attack the enemy, and if he just keeps losing all these Marines, his timing is going to be that much weaker.
Yeah. It's certainly going to come across a lot later, I feel. But this barracks, it looks like that might end up getting taken down here. There's not that many units in the area. As I say, that we've got Cyclone and a Banshee coming through. Let's see if this Banshee can get much work done. And immediately we see the Raven. That Banshee is not going to be able to hide at all. And even worse, the Cyclone just about survives.
Yeah, he got him! Oh, he got him!
Yeah. Looks like finally the barracks is going down. Wow.
Yeah, but at what cost?
I think we can say worth.
Yeah, it's actually not too bad. Look at unit lost, or resources lost at least.
Yeah.
My main concern right now is Gensi Bot is just now getting his natural. Micro Machine has took advantage of the fact that he's being so aggressive, and he got 2 bases to Gensi Bot's 1.
Yeah. So it's definitely going to be a huge income advantage for him. Although, interestingly, not a huge worker advantage. 6 workers extra for Micro Machine, so it's a little bit there, but not insurmountable. But yeah, I have noticed that Micro Machine does like to expand a lot. Ooh. We're seeing a tech lab on the starport. That might be fun. I'm wondering if he's going to go for battle cruisers here. I'm
hoping. I am the biggest battlecruiser fanboy.
I know.
Probably of all time.
It's certainly definitely a possibility here. It's interesting that GensiBot does have a bit of a army advantage at the moment, certainly in all those Marines he has. And those Vikings are pretty devastating on the Banshee with the Raven around as backup.
Yeah. The Banshee could definitely wreak some havoc in the main because there's no turrets and the Raven's slightly out of position, but I don't think Micro Machine knows that. So
I certainly would prefer Gensi to get a few turrets just to guard against that.
I would definitely like to see Gensi get a... Oh, and there he goes. I was going to say get a third base. He's on the way now.
So
Income lead favors Micro Machine just by a little bit, but the supply of both players are just pretty close.
Yeah. So I think there's a slight army advantage here for Gensi. If he might have an advantage if he tries to come across the map right now, but it's all dependent on picking up those cyclones.
For sure. I would recommend against going across the map right now, probably. I mean, he could. I just don't think Unicomp versus Unicomp really favors going across the map right now. It would be a very slow push. Because the Cyclones can just pick everything off as you go.
Yep, we're seeing it. There's a battle cruiser on the way.
Oh, I didn't see. Oh,
there is a battle cruiser on the way, guys.
GensiBot. I was just thinking to myself at the start of this game, oh man, this bot would be so sick if you just turtles into battle cruisers. And I was just thinking maybe I should bring my bot back and make it like GensiBot except with battle cruisers.
Actually,
there is no longer a need to.
No, it's a battle cruiser from Micro Machine. Sorry.
No.
So all that information about go Gensi getting a battle cruiser. I would love Gensi to get a battle cruiser.
I'm so happy, but I'm also very sad.
Oh. So, battle cruiser is almost online. But I don't know how it'll fare, because there's a whole load of Marines and Vikings around. So, I feel like Gensi should have the answer to this. We see it pops out. Battle cruiser operational, guys. Oh, that Reaper did not like that.
No, he did not.
So, the micro on these Cyclones here is so good, especially when fighting those Marines.
Yeah, he keeps bringing his Marines a little too far forward, I think.
Yeah. Oh, is that Raven going to get taken down? No. Just
he might. Oh, save the day. Just in the nick of time.
Yeah. See the battle cruiser now coming into play.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little worried for Gensi. Micro Machine might have to be called a Macro Machine after this game. This macro is going out of control.
How many bases does he need? This is insane.
All of them.
Wow.
As a fellow battlecruiser player, the correct answer is all of them.
But that's crazy. How many, like 6, 7, 8 bases?
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, you don't need them all this early, but you need all of them.
That's insane. Oh.
You can't, Micro Machine's micro is perfect against the tanks. He won't ever get in range. There hasn't been a single tank volley. The tanks are just there for positioning, acquiring the next base one at a time, but he just hasn't ever gotten in range.
Yeah. Well, this is, it's looking pretty good at the moment for Micro Machine, but what a battle.
Oh, the tanks actually have gotten a fire or two.
Yeah. So they may come in range, but they're slowly creeping forward as the battle cruiser jumps away. So it's slowly creeping that line forward from Gensi.
Yeah, so the Gensi isn't in a terrible spot right here. Like, it's not good, but he is creeping forward far enough to secure the next base. And as I say that, he pulls his tanks a little far back. He needs to not have his tanks there. He needs to defend that fourth. Because as long as he's on 4 bases, he's fine. It's not ideal, and he's definitely behind, but he has enough income to compete.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'd actually say, like, having all those bases from Micro Machine at the moment is not going to serve him that well. Like, obviously having them there as a backup to go to is good, but like having, like, just specifically having those bases there, you're not going to be able to saturate them all.
Oh!
As we see 2 battle cruisers going down. Wow, that's a big pickup from Gensi.
Okay, that's savage. Okay, yeah. I was so worried that Gensi Bot wouldn't have any chance against the battle cruisers, because the battle cruisers will just get value slowly over time. Those Raven disables were absolutely savage.
Yeah.
It really levels the playing field here.
So now we see them coming in again to take out that battle cruiser. Oh! Did he get it? I didn't see that. I think Genspot might have just picked up that battle cruiser just as he was jumping out. Which is another good pickup if he did. But yeah, it looks like he did. So he just needs to keep pumping out those Vikings, and that will deal with those battle cruisers no problem.
The Vikings are like the unit to have in TVT.
Yeah.
If you have air superiority, your tanks are going to do absolute damage. If you're against mech, landed Vikings actually do pretty good, because Vikings get bonus damage against mech. Like, it's not like maybe your first pick, but they're actually decent units, even landed.
Let's see Yamato come out. Oh, and the battle cruiser this time jumps away in time. So, and is he going to get that one? Another battle cruiser goes down, and Gensibot is slowly pushing across this map. He is. The problem he has now is he needs to find a base he can take.
He has Liberator range, and like Liberators now. Like, he's actually getting to the point where he can like just force him back. He's doing the slow push.
He's doing brilliantly now. He's taking out the this factory here, and he's going to be able to. He could just loop back and take either of those 2 bases at the 7 o'clock or the 3 o'clock base if he wanted to.
So Micro Machine's kind of gone off the rails in terms of his macro. You don't really need that in TVT. You need 4 bases and eventually a 5th base. My main concern right now for Gensibot is where is he going to get that 5th or 6th base? If Micro Machine takes all of them and mines them, there's going to be a point where there's going to be nothing left for him.
Well, I think we're seeing it right here. So there's one base being built here. I'm not sure if that's being built by Micro Machine or Gensi. But we are seeing a pretty decent number of battle cruisers now coming in from Micro Machine. See another one jump out. But that one will go down though. So that was good. And this one, it looks like it's going down as well. So another battle cruiser taking out. And wow, this is an amazing first game, guys. This is so much action.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely phenomenal. This is what when the Starcraft API came out, this is kind of what I envisioned it looking like. Just like perfect micro by both sides, seeing everything absolutely going crazy.
I mean, I'm fighting to keep up with all the action, guys, going on here. We see another battle cruiser, it just about jumps out. And here we go. And this one, looks like that might be on cooldown as well, but no, that's gone. So Gensibot is now pushing out, and it looks like he's going to take out this base here. So Marines are coming through. And wow, Gensibot really now, I think, has a stranglehold on this game.
He has an advantage, yes. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how Micro Machine can come back. The battle cruisers just aren't getting value. No. His main advantage is the economy, and he has all the economy.
He does, but it's slowly getting taken down. We've seen 2 bases now being taken out by Gensibot. And it looks like another battlecruiser is being forced to jump out, but yeah, it's going perfectly with these battlecruiser jump outs, but still there's a few being taken down.
The Ravens are no longer existent for Gen Bot, meaning the Raven to disable the battlecruiser to let it teleport away isn't a thing anymore. As long as Micro Machine has good control with his battlecruisers and always teleports them away, and not bringing them in while they're on cooldown, like we just saw there, he will slowly gain the advantage. Because if he doesn't lose the battlecruisers, it's so cost effective. They just kill things.
Yeah, we see them taking out these Vikings now. That's big. That means Gen Bot is down to almost 150 to supply, and all those Vikings are now gone. So here is Micro Machine's chance. He can do some serious damage here as he's taken out this base here from Gen Bot. So can he push this advantage now? I think Micro Machine might have just broken him. Wow.
Yeah, it's looking very bad for Gen Bot. Gen Bot's definite main weakness is these bots are so close, I don't know if they have a main weakness. But what's definitely hurting him this game is he is not macroing quite as hard as Micro Machine does.
Yeah.
Which just means if he loses a single critical base, it hurts him so much more than like the 2 or 3 bases that he took out of Micro Machine.
I would say as well though, he still does have a pretty big bank, so he can still rebuild. So it's not completely over here. If he can get a couple of Ravens and build up a nice Viking supply, there's still hope for Gen Bot to come back in this game, but it does look like he's taking a significant deficit at the moment. So,
he needs to build more starports.
yeah.
For late game TVT at this point, 3 starports is pretty iffy. You need at least like 6 or 8 or something. Because at this point in TVT, the starport units are what matter. Battlecruisers, Vikings, and Ravens. That's basically it. Marines only exist because like you only have so much gas, and you might as well just build them.
So Gen Bot is starting to rebuild, but as the battlecruiser ports back in over there. But it does look like Micro Machine's now taking out the 4th base of Gen Bot here. With some nice Yamutos come through.
The Yamuto.
The tomato gun.
I've heard Yamato and Yamato?
I think...
Have I heard a tomato?
Yeah, just call it tomato gun. It's fine.
Yeah, the tomato gun.
But it does look it's pretty devastating for these Marines here. So, look at the APM though. Micro Machine is up around 90,000 APM right now.
And I'm not convinced it's all going to waste either.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not all going to waste here. Like,
the main problem is Gen Z needs another base.
Yeah.
And there's no bases to take.
Yep, Micro Machine has them all. So greedy. Why do you need all those bases?
Doing a good job fighting against Micro Machine and trading effectively, but he needs another base. And it looks like this one on the right side of the map is the one he's going to try and fight for. This is going to be basically the final stand. Because if he doesn't get this base, and if he doesn't get more money, he's broke. This is what he had.
Yeah, that huge bank he had just a few minutes ago is like completely dead now. Like, that's completely gone. He's still got lots of gas, just doesn't have the minerals. But it does look like it's forcing him back.
Not letting me down at all. Wow.
This is amazing. This is one of the best bot games I've seen. This is just a crazy, crazy game, guys. This is 2 bots fighting out the peak of bot performance at the moment. Like, this is an amazing game. But it does look like Gen Bot is able to secure this position. Now, can he secure it, and can he get rid of those 3 battle cruisers there?
He has cleared out Micro Machine from this area, but I don't think it's quite his yet. Until he's mining, everything he's done so far doesn't matter. He's just landed it now. He needs to transfer some workers. He has 33 at this base over here. What? Come on, transfer workers. I believe in you.
You can do it. There's no need for
transfer the
workers. Oh, just about porting out in time for that battle cruiser. As we see, The other battle cruise over here. Can that get out in time? Just about, yes.
Man, if he doesn't transfer these workers, this could be the saddest loss.
Oh, I hope he will. But it's not safe for those workers to transfer over there at the moment because there's so many battle cruises.
They are, but it's their only shot. Like, in order to make it safe, he needs the money, and he does not have the money. And, he's doing it.
He's
doing it.
Yep, there's a few going over there. So
I think he was just waiting for it to be quote unquote safe.
I don't think it's safe, guys. I don't think it's safe. Oh no! Poor workers. As we see this other
He
base.
could transfer more than 11. He could transfer half the workers and still be like double fully saturated.
Yeah.
But at this point, I think he's
I think
got
it's
it.
looking very grim here for Bot. But what a fantastic first game, guys. We could be in for 5 of these. This is amazing. Micro Machine pulling out the battle cruisers in the very first game. And it looks now as if Bot is almost finished. Down to just 6 army supply, 20 workers. But wow, what a hell of a fight he did put up. So yeah, taking out the first base over here. I kind of want to fast forward this to the end, but
yeah, we can.
It's been such a good game. I kind of want to see the end of it.
Yeah, this has been brutal.
Nothing really Gentsi can do now, so we'll get to the end because unfortunately bots don't know how to surrender. But yeah, what a fun game. As Micro Machine will end the game by taking all bases except for the main of Gentsi. And there we have it, guys. As I was saying, that's one of my favourite games of Starcraft of all time. Never mind bots or humans or whatever. Fantastic performance from Micro Machine last season. And he's probably the favourite to take it down again. So let's have a look at last season. So we go, Micro Machine beating Gentsi Bot 3-0 in the final. Mad AI finishing in third against Three-Way Lover. Quite an interesting tournament. Sharpened Edge just unlucky not to get into the finals. Same with additional pylons. So One Trick Pony was in there. Spiny with his first season, done very well, made it into the tournament. He'll be back again next week. Who else do we have? Madbot, yes. So you're all caught up. That brings us back to this season. Let's have a look at where we stand, if we can. So, Micro Machine again finished top of the regular season. The third time he's done that. Gentsi Bot, Sharpened Edge, Spiny, all the way down to Octopus, finished in the tournament qualifying positions. We had some pretty interesting new bots. Ketrock Bot, come on, he was a new bot. I'm not sure if any other... Octopus V2 I think is competed in the previous season, but quite well updated for this season. Obviously we had Nano8 with Scent Star and the Unseens coming on quite late. And obviously my new bot Gumbies, which wasn't quite as well developed as I'd hoped. So yeah, we now bring ourselves to the tournament, which starts next week. First off, next Saturday, we'll deal with Group A, which is Micro Machine, Three-Way Lover, Sharpened Edge, Mad AI, Octopus V2, and Perfect Split. Obviously, Micro Machine will probably once again be favourite, but Three-Way Lover and Sharpened Edge probably fighting it out over kind of like from the regular season form. You probably would expect them to finish in the top 3, but then Mad AI has actually been developed quite a lot recently, so that's going to be fighting for a place. Octopus V2 and Perfect Split would be the outsider's choice for that group, but Perfect Split, we've seen them 2 years ago when they came. 2 seasons ago when they came and finished second in the tournament. Still have a very good bot. So that will be next Saturday. We'll be having a special stream for that, and then next Sunday we're going to have a look at Group B, which is Gensibot, Strelok, Spiny, Kagamine, Tia, and additional pylons. So yeah, I think Gensibot again finished second in the last tournament. Would again be pretty favourite to get out of that group. But you've got pretty much 4 or 5 bots in that group, which are all going to be fighting out for a lot of for the second place. Top 2 will qualify for the semi-finals, and so that will be in. So for the next 2 weeks, we're going to be dealing with the group stages, and then the week after that, we'll have the semi-finals and finals for you. So yeah, I hope you've really enjoyed this look back through all of our history, and I look forward to making some more history with you all again next week. So bye for now, and I'll see you for the tournament.